and together we are rattling cages. We're back here with you on a Wednesday leading into Darlington after a wild weekend. I about said Richmond. We were at Martinsville last weekend, and we saw some wild racing across the board. Let's jump into it. Jamie, let's start with that demolition derby that was the Xfinity Race. I don't even know where to begin. I don't know if there's anything to be said that has not already been said. But yeah, how about that embarrassing show for a race?
Yeah, I like it. And I think what we have to say is important just because all the other podcasts and people talking about it are talking about it from a driver or owner standpoint. We don't drive any cars and we don't own anything. So we can kind of give an off track fan perspective of what we see. I might as well have been Richmond, like Austin Dillon just taking out all the cars. But
Yup.
I heard Dale Jr.'s thoughts on that today, finally. He said he mulled it over for 48 hours. And he said, look, if y'all think I'm going to get rid of Sammy, you're nuts. Sammy's my guy. He left the track frustrated and upset. But he just realized today that he needs to find a way to teach Sammy how to do something a little bit different. So really, not a big deal from what it sounds like.
That
Me
is what it sounded
personally,
like.
watching it, I love the move, but I don't love it 20 miles per hour faster than the other car.
Oh my
Because
God!
if
It
you
looked
slow
just
it,
like Austin. It looked just like Austin Dillon.
if you slow it down and pause it at impact, it shoves his hood back a foot up his windshield. He
Yeah,
completely destroys his own race car. It's just like,
from
goddamn,
3 car
son.
lengths back. Sorry, the brakes aren't working. I mean, it really does remind me of last year. I don't even know if you remember this, but I sent to the group a picture of what Austin Dillon's line would have looked like if nobody else was there, and I just had it
Yeah,
shooting off the edge of the track.
I
And I
remember.
mean, that's really what we had. There wasn't any breaks about it. He wasn't making that corner one way or the other.
Right.
And I mean, I really liked what they said. They were even going into that.
Yep. And then
Tanner
Joey
Gray, Taylor Gray, I don't even remember which Gray brother it was.
Taylor.
Taylor had moved him a little bit to get to where he was. Sammy had already moved him a little bit. They were even. They were sitting even. And boy, he just punted him with every meaning of the word. But I saw, who was it? It's been a long day, friend. Brandon Jones? Yeah. He was on Eric Eastreet's podcast earlier today. He was like, yeah, I mean, I'm talking from a driver's perspective, but other than that last move, I didn't think it was anything different than what it normally is there. And I'm like, really? Like it was a tough race to watch. It was pretty cringeworthy for most of that last stage.
Yeah, I didn't. The CW is awful because you can only watch drivers or a battle cam. None of them have commentary. So I just the same follow it on NASCAR.com. But it's like every time I checked, like, you know how you got stage one, stage two, stage three, and it'll show the yellow portions for the caution? It was like a rainbow. Yellow, a blip of green, a yellow, a blip of green, yellow, a blip. And I was like, what in the hell are they doing?
Yup.
And that must have just been them punting each other on every restart.
It really was. And I mean, to me, like, everybody's had their opinions on what's going to fix this. And to me,
Yeah.
it's somebody needs to punch somebody in the face at the end of the race, is what it
Come
comes
on.
down to.
That's
Like,
what I want to see.
that's what's going to fix it. If we're going to say we're going to police ourselves, like, let's get down to it. I mean, if you pump me going in like that, like, for better or for worse, I don't care how I come out, we're going to have words and we may throw fists. Like, that's just how it's going to come down to it. And that's kind of part of racing.
Yeah.
Like, look at old Tommy Baldwin. He's out there every week throwing it down like that. He's passionate about what's going on. I love that he's on DBC now because he's not apologetic for it. He's telling you up front. He's like, it's not personal, but this is how passionate I am about it. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's what's going to police it. Like, if nothing teaches a lesson better than catching one to the jaw, plain and
Yeah,
simple.
there's two kinds of pain. There's pain that hurts and there's pain that alters. And you can choose which one you want to give that other driver, but you give them some
Well,
pain
you're
that might alter their
damn
next
right.
decision-making process, then hey, NASCAR's taken out of their bad spot, but there's nothing NASCAR can do. They take away some points. Yeah, it hurt Sammy Smith, but He doesn't care. He feels like he did what he needed to do to win, and Dale Jr. said that's my driver. So
And
what?
Sammy Smith looked way too comfortable with those 3 security guards standing between he and Mr. Gray.
He'd have
That was
gotten
like, you could at least, you got 3 security guards in between you and he. You could at least look ready to fight.
he would have gotten his ass whooped.
Boy, that boy looked like a child in that moment.
I mean, there's people who are skin and bones that can fight, and then there's people built like Taylor Gray and Chris Buescher, which it doesn't matter if they can fight. They can hit you one good time and it sucks. But there's also people that look like Sammy Smith where they're skin and bones and they look like they cannot fight.
But then they get into you one time. Boy, you learn a lesson. But I don't care if it's Austin Hill. Like, I don't, if I have to step up on a step stool to take a lick and then I get my jaw caved in, at least I'm out there proving a point.
Yeah, but you'll get one or two in too. It'll be a good thing. It's good for
Right.
everybody. It's good
I
for us
agree.
from a spectator standpoint. We want to see more of that.
Yes, absolutely.
We want more commentary like in turn 3 and 4 of the Daytona 500 and we hear, and there's a fight. That's what we want to see on the frickin' tree or the teleprompter at the race. When the race is over and someone's doing burnouts, we want to see a fight.
Especially when the race went down like that.
Yeah.
But I guess the reason it didn't is because everybody's hands, like everybody had dirty hands at that point. Everybody had gotten into it.
Yeah. Let everybody fight. Whatever.
Let's just have a brawl on the. Yep, that's right. And then that was another thing that they're talking about. I guess they asked. Who do they ask? Oh, they asked Christopher Bell. They're like, well, you know, back in the day, somebody from the Cup Series would have stepped up and said something, would have walked down there. Because Seabell was talking about watching it from his trailer on the infield.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, why not just walk out there and say something to one of your teammates who may have needed a word at that point? And he's like, oh, well, I never really thought of it that way. It's like, I could have appreciated seeing Denny Hamlin, somebody like that, step out and be like, hey, boys, this isn't how we do it. Ross Chastain even stepping down, laying down the law a little bit. Listen, this isn't how we do it. Because that's how all the old timers talk about it. That's
Yeah.
what Kenny Wallace talks about. Terry Labonte, some of those boys would have stepped out and really got him back in line.
I'm sure some of that happened. There's a time and place for all of that to have a little sit down, but not necessarily right after you get out of the car. You're all hot and bothered. And then it's like, hey, let me tell you what you did wrong. And they don't want to hear that. But I'm sure that more people, more of those drivers got talking to than we know about.
Boy, I hope so.
I hope not, because I love it. Bring the carnage and make them go on 2.5-mile tracks, baby.
Really? I don't. Did you? But you didn't watch the race though. The race sucked.
I'm sure it was just up and they're going green. Up and that's a caution.
That's it. That
was
was it.
Gosh, let me tell you what chapped my ass during the cup break. Okay. So a car spins at Martinsville. It's a caution. It doesn't matter because it's a short track and they're small in width. So if a car spins, it's a caution, no matter what.
10 laps yellow.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I started counting the laps, like 60 laps of caution.
Yep.
And it's like, Jesus, people should get their money back, at least a third of it.
For what?
I'm not the only one that noticed. Okay, good.
No, you're exactly right. But so the other side of that, though, leading us into the cup race, I'm glad we're getting into that. I hear people talking how upset they are that, like, I think the statistic was that in the last 50 laps, the top 10 didn't change. So be it. Denny Hamlin was the dominant car.
Rocket ship.
That's okay. I don't understand why we're not okay with somebody dominating a race. Like, sure, it was hard to pass. It's Martinsville. It's always been hard to pass. At least since I've been watching NASCAR, maybe there was a day. But it's okay for the dominant car to be dominant. It's okay for Chase Elliott to have a good car, to work his ass off and still not be able to get the job done. It's okay for Bubba Wallace to have a really good car and still be mired back there in third, working as hard as he can. To me, that's okay. I love the race. And you hear people talking ugly about it. I'm not here for that. That was a quintessential NASCAR race. And that's what I'm here for. I love it. I love every bit of it. Give me more.
I love the passion.
Woo!
Kudos to Bubba Wallace. He's
Yes,
keeping
sir.
the train. He's keeping the train going down the track, man.
Yeah, he is.
I like it for him. Yeah, I like the race. It's funny because we have the complete opposite the day before. Everybody hates it. And then
Oh
we
yeah,
have the complete opposite of that, and everybody hates
buddy
it.
hates it.
And all the drivers know they say it all the time. You're gonna make this fan happen. You're gonna piss this one off, and it's kind of like that. Would I rather see them race Atlanta than that Martinsville race?
All
Yes.
day.
But did I appreciate seeing a handful of cars that could pass people at will on the outside at Martinsville? That was cool because
Yup.
you essentially, when you lined up to go green, you pretty much said everybody on the outside is screwed. They just got to try and find a gap. But
Yeah.
there were some cars that it was cool to watch them work around and, drive the shit out of the thing and get up there. But yeah, I didn't mind seeing Denny Hamlin's rocket ship up there. I think his flag was stupid. What the fuck is that about? 11 against the world? Dude, you were doing just fine. Your celebration's cool. Your gray beard is showing. Diet when you get back into the trailer. But what's the flag for?
2 years ago it would have made sense, but
Yeah, I thought it was bad.
appreciate how much people love you now.
I thought it was a bad look. I'd have thrown a beer at him.
I mean, I think you could hear it in the crowd, like how it changed. People were cheering, and then he brings out the flag. But I mean, that is Denny Hamlin. That is who he is.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, when you've been the villain for so long, I mean, I looked at it from his perspective, honestly, because I've always loved to hate Denny Hamlin. Honestly, I have. So then you look at it from his perspective. He's made his living being the villain, and for this last year, he's got to be jonesing for some of that. Like, oh, these people love me now. What is this nonsense? So then you get back to victory lane. Let's jab at him a little bit. Bring a
I
little bit
kind of
more of
like
that
that.
villain back out.
I kind of like that.
But at the same time, like it just hits different with his whole family out there, with his two daughters and his pregnant wife. It's just like, Denny, let's
Yeah.
look at it from a different perspective here.
I can see myself in Denny's shoes and Bethany be there with all the kids. And then I get down with my flag and she's like, that was a dick move.
Yep. Yep, exactly. That is she had to be thinking that same thing.
Really? Are you kidding me?
That's what you're going with? And I feel like that's why he had his whoever it was, his jackman, whoever brought it to him was so quick with it. It's just like, get it out there before the wife sees.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where was I thinking?
I mean, honestly though, I love seeing Danny with his family. It's been fun watching with the NASCAR, the Netflix documentaries, seeing his girls grow up over the last few years, seeing his family grow up, seeing him kind of mature into his twilight years of racing on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. I see Denny Hamlin in a new light.
Yeah.
Something that like I feel like Kyle Busch had the chance to do, but we really get the chance to see with Denny Hamlin. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. I like to see the inside of that kind of stuff. Was it this race or was it last race? Bubba pulled out of his pit and it was like Freddie took a nap on the box or his crew chief took a nap on the box and he just pulls out and gets door slammed. Was that this race?
That was this race into Josh Berry.
Yeah, and no, Josh Berry into him. And I was like, what? That's either Freddie is up there, Dingledorf is on the crew box. One of them should be able to say, hey, you have a car coming down. What were they doing?
Well, okay, so yeah, that was funny, but what was astonishing, how does Penske run out of batteries?
Oh my God.
How does Austin Cindric have to go to the trailer because they're out of freaking batteries? We're out. What?
Hey guys, we're running low on power in the car. Hold on, let me check the batteries. We're out. All the Penske guys, take your to the trailer. We are out of batteries.
I mean, that sounded like my household on Christmas Eve.
I need
Like,
the double A's.
We're in trouble. We don't have enough double A's. Santa Claus isn't coming to town tonight. Gonna have to park the truck. I guess it'll have to come next year. Jeez. My God, that was wild.
I couldn't believe that when they said that over the radio.
They're
I can
pushing
see him
him
going.
back because he doesn't have a battery.
They're going to go to Darlington and they're going to be checking their list. Batteries, extra, battery. Got it.
I mean, I was halfway expecting one of the Hendrick crew guys just to like have a double A and just be pelting the other guys with it. Just like, what are you doing? What is this, Bush League? Let's go, boys. Xfinity race was last night. But yeah, I guess in summation, the Xfinity guys, they might as well just not even race at Martinsville anymore. That was ridiculous. They need to just go to timeout. I'll see you in 2 years. I don't need to see you back there next year. That was freaking dumb. And then the Cub guys came out and showed them how it should be done. It could have gone one way or the other. Right there at the beginning of stage 3, it got a little ugly.
Yeah.
I think Eric Jones might have run somebody down or got run down one way or the other. But it could have gone one way or the other. But they really stuck together, and I really thought that was the way a NASCAR race at a short track's supposed to go. The dominant cars were at the top. Wasn't a whole lot of passing. We kind of knew how it was going to go down unless something crazy happened. And it ended that way. Like, boring, I guess. I didn't think so. I was really enjoying watching what was going on. But it certainly wasn't the show that happened on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. I thought Martinsville ended the way it was supposed to. What'd you think?
Yeah, I agree. I took a nap in stage 3. I'll be real with you. Me and Mia both fell asleep head next to each other, head to head, and we took a nap. And I told her, I said, come on the couch. They're starting to get separated. I said, come see what a NASCAR nap is like. And she said, okay, but I'm not tired. I woke up from my nap, and I looked over her, and she was out. But
and
the
it
race
was
was
exactly the same as when you left it, and that's okay.
And I think the driver communication of the race goes to our boy Ty Gibbs.
What'd he say?
When he got involved with Tyler Reddick. You haven't heard it?
Keep that little away from me or something like that.
Tell that little to stay away from me. And it's like,
Golly.
I'm pretty sure he's taller than you. It's not for nothing, but
You know, you
you're both
about 5'5" compared to 5'4", like
right. Yeah,
jeez. I do remember that. That was wild.
that and a close second would be Noah Gragson getting turned when Chris Buescher hopped the curb on accident, and he spun him around, and then Noah spun around so fast that Chris had already gone by, and he just said, "Who the f- was that?" He just got wiped out, and it was just a smoke cloud, and nobody turned him, but he felt it.
Buddy, if I really think Noah, like we talk about there not being any superstars in NASCAR anymore, Noah Gragson has a chance.
I feel like he could be the people's champ.
Yes.
If he was
I
a
could
little
have
better,
a beer with any of them, it would be Noah Gragson.
dude, we could have him at the campground in Atlanta, and if you didn't know who he was, you would just think he's some other Atlanta tailgater.
One of the boys.
Getting down around the fire with the boys on the upper decker. Hitting a shoey.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure that if he'd have been in that Xfinity race, he probably would have taken care of somebody's jaw along.
Noah?
Yeah.
I don't know. He usually is the one getting hit. Right? So far.
That is true. You are not wrong about that.
Let's talk Lady in Black.
Let's do it, man. I love it. The track's too tough to tame. I can't wait. I love Darlington. Darlington is one of my favorite races.
You about to see some driving, son.
That's right. That's exactly right. It is a driver's track. Always has been, always will be. I don't care what car you have there. Because, I mean, these cars are just way under horsepowered right now. And it still puts on a good show at Darlington. And the cream rises to the top. That's exactly what you want to see in a track. What are your predictions? What are you thinking about this week at Darlington?
I have a lot of predictions. Oh, my volume's the one that's low. Say something.
No. It'll normalize in the that's one of the
50.
fun things on the editors. I can put normalized volume and it's gonna make it all right.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, mine was at 50. I think Darlington's where Brad Kay turns his season around. He's historically good at this track. He's had a terrible year. I also think Chase Elliott has a chance.
Plus 3,800 right now, by the way.
I'm not going to pick him to win, but I know he's going to have a top 10 car like he always does. And some things can go his way. And, Darlington's a track where if he feels like it, he can drive his way up there. But I think this race is won by somebody in the middle of the pack. Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, Brad Keselowski, Ross Chastain, the people that can drive, get up on a wheel. What do I know?
Like, for as much as I feel like this track just invites a superb driver to come out on top, I was looking at the results from last year and I was like, really? I'm too tired on this Wednesday to recall exactly what it was. Let's look it up right quick. Normally
Well,
I'm on top of this
you
type of
got to
nonsense.
remember last year too. Kyle Larson was in contention when he blew a tire. Byron, what did Byron do last year? Byron was good, or he won. Byron's usually good at that track. Bowman's gonna suck ass.
Maybe. He
Out
surprises
here,
us every week.
outside the top 15. I put $20 on it.
Really? Outside the top 15?
You want to put a 20 piece?
I'll see you on that.
You
Let's
can't
do
look at
it.
stats. You can't look at stats and do it.
No, no, no. I'm right off the bat. I'm trying to find the running orders from last year. But yeah, I mean, just off the bat, I'll accept that. Top 15 for Alex Bowman? Yeah, let's go. $20.
No chance.
All right, so last year, let's see which race am I looking at. This September race, we had Briscoe, Kyle Busch finished second. That'd be fun to see him find a win. Seabell, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, Chris Buescher, Denny Hamlin was seventh. Joey Logano, Corey LaJoie ninth.
Damn.
Tyler Reddick 10th. Elliott 11th. Ryan Preece was 12th. Boy, I'm really pulling for Ryan Preece. I think he's looking good lately.
Where was Alex Bowman?
Oh, let's see. For the Southern 500, he
Keep going
was
down.
19th.
Yes. Yes. Odds are in my favor.
For sure on that. Let's see, what was the spring race? Let's see.
Give me a 2-race average for Bowman.
I don't remember what the spring race was called. No, that ain't it. Result spring. Throwback. All right, May 9th. So in the spring race, Brad K won, followed by Ty Gibbs, Josh Berry. Like, that was your top three in the spring.
Wow.
Keselowski, Gibbs, and Berry, followed by Hamlin, Briscoe, Byron, Wallace, Alex Bowman in 8th place.
Okay. So he's got an average finishing place of 14th. That's a good line.
Yep, followed by Justin Haley. Like, it was a strange finish. Michael McDowell rounded out the top 10.
What?
Yeah, I don't know how to bet this one, friend.
I would bet more on Michael McDowell winning the pole than winning the race.
Well, we've seen that for sure. Hey, here I am. I got a fast car. Fast to the back. Jeez.
What are your thoughts on the race? I gave you mine.
I don't know what to think on it right now. Like I said, I like to think of Darlington as a driver's track. If the chalk is going to rise to the top, you pick your top three kind of short track drivers right now. Who do you like? I mean, I know, how long's this track? A mile and a third, something like that?
I think it's right at a mile. My phone's dead in the door now. That's why it's
Yeah,
so
my
quiet.
computer's about to die. We got to wrap this up right quick.
I
However,
think it's right at a mile.
yeah, I was right. 1.3. 1.37.
I'm an idiot.
Damn near an intermediate. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I mean, I like to think that the chalk's going to rise to the top, that that's just the way it goes at Darlington, but you never know.
When is
Clearly
Blaine
from
going to
last
come
year.
through?
I think Blaine is probably a good pick for this week. I'm not going to pick him, honestly. Like, just, it has gone wrong too many times. But, I mean, eventually it's got to go right.
I think Blaine is a great
right.
pick for this week, but I'm not picking him.
Yeah, I mean, just if we're going to be honest, like, you know, there's sometimes when you're sitting at the blackjack table and you're sitting on a 16, and it's just like, I'm supposed to hit this, but I'm not going to. Then the dealer busts, and you're just like, I told you. So,
my
yeah, that's
God.
kind of the way I'm feeling on Blaney right now. But, man, I am excited for a Darlington weekend. I think it's going to be really good. I think we're going to get some good racing. And I'm really excited to see how often I feel like last year we were jumping around with the times a lot. We got a lot of 3 p.m. races this year. I like the consistency with it.
I agree. What are you guys doing Sunday? You want to come down and watch the race? Do some fishing?
Oh, man, that'd be nice. I don't know if I can or not, but that sounds
Why not?
wonderful.
A spring break, dude.
Well, yeah, it's the day before I go back to school. That would
So
be the
what?
kicker.
You wake up and you go to school.
Right, on Monday.
Yeah, it's a 3 o'clock race. You're home by 8:30.
We'll see. I'd love to do it. I would love to
Alright,
do it. I
then.
got a new fishing kayak to get it done with.
We have a 3-acre lake. You don't need a fishing kayak for that.
Oh, we could wear them out from the middle, though. They hit different when it's coming from the middle.
Isn't that crazy? When you throw from the shore, you always want to throw as far as you can. But when you're fishing from a boat, you always try and throw it closer to the shore.
Yup.
What's up with that?
Gotta hit that pocket, man. That's where that action comes in. That's the one. Maybe we can make that happen. That'd be great. May have to be Saturday during the Xfinity nonsense. No, Saturday we got Final Four action going on. We're gonna. So get this. Jim's a big Florida fan, and then there's a couple of us Auburn guys in the club.
See all that? See all that?
What is all that?
That is all stuff that Mr. Johnny Morris from Bass Pro Shops donated for our fishing event Saturday.
Oh, the fishing event Saturday.
Yeah, our third annual Fishing for a Miracle. We got people coming from 3 different states.
Oh, that's right. I helped work on that flyer a little bit. I forgot all about it. What an asshole. How do I forget all about it?
Yeah, where's
Terrible.
my damn flyer, dude?
Terrible person. I sent it to you.
Yeah, you did. We want.
Yeah, for sure send
The
it
guy
to
that's
you.
helping, he wanted us to thank Johnny in person, so we're just gonna leave it off.
I love it. I should thank Johnny in person. He's a great guy. Is he gonna be there?
No. He ain't gonna be there, bro. I mean, that's a lot of stuff that he gave us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But we need good juju for tomorrow because I roosted a turkey bird, and we got Miss Allie coming down to hunt from West Virginia, so
Let's go. She's gonna be there in the morning?
They're already here. They got here today around noon. We went to Shiver, our local outdoor shop. They donated some turkey decoys. She picked out some hunting boots. She hates the color pink. And then I went and scouted turkeys for 2.5 hours and got back to my truck. I turned around to the woods to gobble at the bottom, and I did a gobble, and he let a gobble right there. He's 100 yards away in the tree.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I said, time to go, boys.
Well, I wish y'all a happy and quick hunt in the morning. That sounds like if it goes to plan, that's what it'll be.
He needs to fly over some water to make that happen. So let's hope he flies over, because if he doesn't, then he's not going to cross it.
Well, yeah, we've seen that. I've never seen a smarter animal with a smaller brain. Turkeys are insane. I mean, honestly, like, I think turkeys are a myth during turkey season. That's been my luck with turkey hunting. You've been there for one of those. It's like, I can hear them, but I don't think they're real.
Oh, we chased that one in a circle for hours, and then
yeah, we did. It's a great
finally
time.
saw us and flew away.
It was a great time. All right, well, man, let's get out of here for today. It is Wednesday, the week before Darlington, after a hell of a Martinsville weekend on the bad side for Xfinity, on the, I thought, very good side for the Cup. We'll see him in Darlington. Hopefully it's a driver's weekend. But I'm Spencer. This is Jamie. If we ever rattled your cage, we'll try harder next time. Y'all have a good week. Yes, sir.